We are standing along Highway 12 in Lexington, and as you can see, the snow is coming down in Holmes County.
Now, both vehicles have been hauled away here on Star Road, but behind me, crews are continuing cleanup here on Star Road after officials with the Rankin County Sheriff's Office confirmed one person has died after a head-on collision between a bus and a passenger vehicle.
Well, Melanie and Byron, the call came in around 9:15, 9:30. We are standing along Booker and Valley Street. As you can see behind me, this fire now is under control.
Hey, we're live just outside of Officer Thomas Ketchen's driving. I'm going to step out of the scene so you can see what's going on. We just talked with the lieutenant with the Clinton Police Department. He told us that there was a burglary just moments ago at the Shadowbrook Apartments in Clinton.
It's a complete mud pile out here. Just look at how saturated the ground is beneath my boots, headed into this completely flooded ditch over to this giant hole.
We can help you control your powers.
I don't feed him! Aiden is a unique character with a set of abilities even more special than his backstory. He, along with 4 other main characters, are all the brainchild of this man.
They're just kids that are trying to do the right thing.
Andre Carter.
When I was younger, I used to always be into superheroes, but I used to always wonder why they didn't look like me.
Hence the unconventional heroes depicted in his YouTube series that's soon to be a comic strip. Each storyline has a positive message. Sometimes they fight off drug dealers destroying their neighborhoods. He says his 7-year-old nephew inspired him to make it happen.
That's when I started to actually get into making videos, and I said, I want to figure out how to use special effects. So I started learning how to make myself fly, how to make myself hold fire, how to make myself hold electricity. Sent those clips to my nephew, and he was going crazy.
And while he may be a hero to his nephew now, he wasn't always down the right path. Even though his mom was a Chicago police officer and his dad served in the military, they were both extremely busy, and Andre says that free time was spent with the wrong crowd.
I got arrested when I was 16 for fleeing and eluding. Resisting arrest, you know, just little simple stuff.
But simple turned complicated one night when a party turned violent. He got stabbed, and it changed his life forever.
The stab wound went so deep that it almost touched my lung.
Tommy Mabry also started down the wrong path. He was connected to gangs and robberies and told by many that he wouldn't get far in life. He says he was just trying to fit in.
It was just the wrong guidance from me. I didn't have a model to go off, so the things that I was doing in the neighborhood, it come from what I thought was accepted.
Even his love for basketball couldn't get him to think straight, but his turning point was the day he got shot while skipping class.
Freak accident. And only if I had stayed in school that day, I would have never been shot. And then at that point, I was ranked in the state in basketball. I was doing all the above. I had all the support, and I messed that up.
But eventually, Tommy did get his life back on track. As an author of 2 books, a motivational speaker and entrepreneur, he says his purpose has become more than he thought it could be.
When you see my tattoos and you see my goals that I once had, or when you see my history of crime, society say that I'm lost hope. And the things that I'm doing in my own skin with the tattoos and all the above, yes, I'm an unlikely hero because I was told I couldn't do this and do that. And now kids around the world look up to me no matter what I look like. My image is a visual perspective of me. It's what you see. But my character is what I'm committed to.
Andre also went on to finish high school and go to college. From there, he went to the military and became a radio personality and a photographer and also a graphic artist. Now he's hoping his new series can reach that same group.
And these guys say you don't have to have superpowers to make a difference. You just have to care enough to want to see things change.
I want to be that new hero, that unlikely hero for the kids to look up to.
You don't have to be like the dope boys in your neighborhood that's trying to hold you back. You can actually stand up and do something positive. And I know that the heroes in the series have superpowers, but you ain't got to have superpowers.
We're standing outside of the Claiborne County Courthouse where the FBI just briefed the press about 3 hours ago. And the biggest piece of information that they released is that it was Otis Bird's body that was hanging from a tree off Rodney Road. Now the FBI is trying to put the pieces together to learn more about the man that was last seen alive on March 2nd.
Trying to identify friends and family that we can gather additional information that might help us paint a picture as to the cause of death of Mr. Bird.
30 agents are on the ground in Port Gibson looking for evidence that might tell them how Otis Bird died.
Our evidence response team today is also searching a storage location owned by Mr. Bird in furtherance to trying to identify more of a fact pattern that might help us get to the answers that we all are seeking.
Did Otis Bird commit suicide or was he murdered?
We're still trying to find out more about Mr. Bird's life. We're really trying to paint a picture as to what was going on, both personally and professionally, to help us further identify potential reasons.
Black Lives Matter.
While protesters gathered outside of the Claiborne County Courthouse, President of the Mississippi NAACP, Derek Johnson, urges everyone not to speculate.
I personally think that we should proceed with caution. Anytime there's an individual found hung from a tree, then ACPI response is to make sure it was not a result of a racial hate crime, but at the same time have the balance of respecting the family and not draw a conclusion too soon.
I was not allowed to shadow the past to cast a shadow on the future. Thank you.
The Department of Justice Civil Rights Division is also investigating the hanging case, and we were told at the end of the press conference as soon as we would get another update is possibly tomorrow. In Claiborne County, Mallory Pullen, WJTV News, Channel 12.
Trail is gone.
For more than half a century, B.B. King has modernized blues music and became a trailblazing pioneer in his field. The prolific performer quickly gained the respect of his fans and colleagues alike. Blues singer George Brock says King had his respect from the moment he met him.
He was the best friend I had. He have always recognized me when I come around on this show. We have always been friends.
That sense of friendship seemed to be a common thread among the people who gravitated to the museum. Bobby Rush, another big-name blues singer, praised King for his willingness to help others.
If it wasn't for BB, it probably wouldn't be no Bobby Rush and a lot of other guys. So he paved the way for a lot of us to do what we're doing now.
Even the people who didn't know him personally felt a connection to the superstar, whether it be through the comforting words of his soulful lyrics or the pleasant encounters they say they've had with him throughout the years.
He just touched me. You know, every time I hear his voice.
Thanks to BB for what he done for me and my family and all the musicians, all the entertainers, all our family appreciate you. Thank you, BB. God bless. We'll see you there. Heaven, that is.
In Indianola, Terrence Friday, WJTV News, Channel 12.
We were coming off rolling and Clinton police almost ran over me, chasing these guys.
An onlooker describes an intense police chase after officers responded to a call.
We had a call of a burglary in progress. 2 officers responded and gave chase to the 2 suspects in the vehicle.
That chase led officers down South Drive from Highway 80 to this section of O'Farrell Avenue and Meyer Avenue in Jackson. The close to 5-mile pursuit ended when the suspects lost control of the gold Chevrolet PT Cruiser that they were riding in.
Subsequently flipped, ran this curve, hit the culvert and flipped, were ejected from the vehicle.
As they laid out in the street next to scattered debris from the crash, both suspects were given immediate medical attention.
And I was surprised to see them chase these individuals in our neighborhood.
We don't live here, but we have 4 houses here, and you know, just to see them do this, and there's a daycare right here in this curve where this accident happened, you know, past Lake Elementary, they passed the elementary coming here, you know, just full high-speed chase right here in Jackson. It just seems like, you know, they would have used sound judgment and not have done that.
Police are thankful that no one else was hurt in the process.
There was limited traffic. We had 2 units in pursuit, and once they rounded the curve, they straightened out the curve, probably going a little too fast.
In Jackson, Terrence Friday, WJTV News, Channel 12.
When I hit the ground and my teammate started crying, and he started making me cry. So then the whole time thinking, I'm like, man, what have I done in Vicksburg, Mississippi?
What he did to his hometown was help spawn a huge parade in his honor.
It's just an awesome day for Vicksburg. We thank Malcolm and his family for allowing us to share this day with him. We celebrate because Malcolm is an honorable, great athlete. The minute he won the game and he stopped the game, he said, I was blessed. And because of that, I think we ought to celebrate that.
Well, the city sure did celebrate. People came from near and far to stand on the streets in hopes of getting a glimpse of the Super Bowl hero. There were almost 130 floats that traveled through downtown Vicksburg. Butlers donned his number 21.
Just excited, man. Good feeling. You know, have your home team supporting you. It explains itself. You see everything. It explains itself.
The former Gator was indeed the man of the hour. He's also the man back in Massachusetts, where even buying groceries has proved that his life has changed.
Went to Walmart in Foxborough. I had to leave all my groceries. They was coming after me, so I had to leave.
After the parade, there was a ceremony inside the Vicksburg Convention Center to give Butler a key to the city. It's just another big honor for a guy who once worked at a Popeyes after being kicked off the team at Heinz. Now he's helped further the Super Bowl legacy of one of the greatest franchises in NFL history.
NFL stands for not for long. You can't go off the past. You gotta live off what you do now.
Getting to the foul line and subsequently knocking them down. Just like Summers did with 3.5 seconds to play, is making a world of difference for these Rebels.
It's good to win, especially from free throws.
Ole Miss isn't just making free throws. They lead the nation in that category at almost 80% as a team. Saturday, they hit 16 of 19 from the stripe.
And just our mindset, we practice on shooting free throws every day, so we just knocking them down.
Stepped up, made 2 huge free throws. I'm like you guys. I keep thinking this bubble's going to pop as it relates to us leading the nation in free throw shooting, but there may be something to it. I think it's a confidence in it, and it breeds throughout.
And it's helping the Rebels to stay in ball games, as 4 of their 6 conference games so far have been decided by 4 points or less.
And I was just proud of our fight. I just want to see us in the fight. If we're in the fight, we're good enough to win games.
But for senior guard Jarvis Summers, now it's time to capitalize.
We just got to get back on track. We win one, lose one. We just got to be consistent, and it's going to start from me.
He's a senior veteran guard. He knows how to play. He was crafty. I thought in a lot of ways he physically hurt us when he got in the lane.
The Provine alum continues to be one of the most feared players in the SEC when attacking the basket. But for the 12-7 Rebels, he's putting a bigger responsibility on his shoulders.
I just got to continue to keep working and, just get better with myself and, just keep staying in the gym. Just got to be that senior leader to get my group, involved and, we just got to get some wins.